Welcome to today's Time with Hime podcast. Today we have 6 students with us that are leadership students, 2 from each high school. We're just going to talk about Lawton Public Schools. So, first of all, as we conclude the semester in your senior year, first semester's about over, tell us something that's just been great about this year that you'd like to share with everyone. We'll start with you.
All right. My name is JC Dixon. I'm from Eisenhower High School. And something that I've enjoyed about this past year is the Friday Night Lights football games. I really enjoy those because it just brings all kinds of students together, and we get to just encourage our football team and school spirit, and I think it moves students to be more involved.
My name is Zaria Porter. I'm from Lawton High School. And my favorite thing was just being able to treasure all of the last moments of my senior year. And I really, really liked senior night football night because it's we've waited so long for that, and we've seen other seniors before us go, and it was just a really nice moment.
Hello, my name is Richard Arianes. I'm from Eisenhower High School. And one thing I really liked about this year was being able to be part of the group of people that were picked for Homecoming King and Queen. I got to walk the field, and it was just a memorable moment for me.
My name is Barley Paris. I'm a yearbook editor and the esports president. To follow up on football, I really enjoyed football, especially those away games, because we got to go on a bus together and just experience the travel memories, all the fun stuff we got to do at away games. There was no other memories like it, especially listening to music on the bus.
Hi, my name is Gracie Cunningham. One of my favorite things about this year has been homecoming court. It was such a magical experience, and I really had my Cinderella moment, and it was definitely one of the best moments of my life.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah Jordan, and I'm from MacArthur High School, and I'm going to touch back on football. It was just the last moments playing against rival schools, big atmosphere, just a great feeling.
Very exciting. And again, I was a football coach for years, so I love Friday Night Lights, and that's probably been one of my favorite things about school. I do like basketballs getting started and softball, soccer, and some of those things. Just kind of turning in, one thing I've always asked the student groups is, if you were in charge, what would you do different about school? Because, one thing from the superintendent's perspective, I always talk about creating opportunities, and people, I want to create opportunities for our students and knock all the roadblocks down. When you think about what I see as opportunities, I'm 58. That may not be what you see as opportunities. What would you do different about schools? We'll start down there with you this time.
Differently about schools, I think that, I personally say you're doing a great job, sir. With all
Here we go. Yeah.
especially with all the availability of classes, even though may not be in our schools, they're also here at the LRC. So,
If I could change something within the school system, I would probably change the way the courses are given to students. As someone taking concurrent classes, I really like that they have a set schedule telling you when everything is. And I wish the high schools would have that as well, instead of just being told 2 days before a test, you're having a test.
That is interesting in the responsibility and that change to college. And it's one reason I like students to take concurrent that want to go to college, that in high school, as teachers, a lot of times, there are no absolutes, but a lot of teachers are no reason to tell a 14-year-old what you're going to do 3 weeks from now, because they're only thinking about tomorrow, whereas in college they give you a synopsis, but that's not what it's called, of the classes, where you see the whole year. They almost lay out the class for the year, and you know when your tests and everything's going to be from day one. So that's a great point.
I would like to see a possible expanse on some certain areas like photography or journalism. At Lawton High, you can take newspaper photography for a year, and then usually afterwards you're kind of decked out. So some stuff like that I would like to see an expanse on. So in some certain, electives, I would like to see an expanse.
We have some really good photography classes here at the LRC, and again, we're trying to expand that. So when you say you would like to see that, that makes me feel good that is on our plate to try to expand it.
There's really nothing I can think about on hand, but one thing is my freshman year, I ended up taking personal financial literacy. And I was just thinking, why not take that my senior year? Like, why do we have to take it our freshman year?
Take it, you'd want to know why you hadn't already taken it. No, you are correct about personal financial literacy and how we present that to students. We have that discussion all the time because we don't want to restrict our seniors, because if you're trying to take classes at the LRC or you're trying to take concurrent or more of those photography electives, we don't want personal financial literature to get away with it. But it also is one of those classes you almost need right before you step out into the real world, because that's when you become responsible for money. But so that is a really good point.
There are a lot of things that I really like, and so like he said, like you are doing a good job. But if I had to change one thing, it would it wouldn't even be changed, it would just be advanced. Basically, all of the extracurriculars that we have, I feel like if they're very like important, and I feel like if like it was kind of required to be in something else.
You know, there's a lot of research that says students that are in extracurriculars, whether they're esports, that's why we've added esports. I don't know if people are aware, but we're going to add slow pitch softball just in the spring to create another electric. But then your arts and your musics and that students who take extracurricular activities, it's like they're 96% success rate, and those don't are like 50. There's some crazy numbers out there, and I don't want to get too exact on them, but it is something we strongly encourage is for our students to take extracurriculars. So that's a good point.
I wish we could expand like the hours or the availability on AP or accelerated courses, because like for me, I wanted to take AP calculus with Miss Hergenrether this year, but I couldn't because it was the same hour as my cheer, so it couldn't interfere, and I couldn't do it at the same time.
And that's kind of what we would like to do with the LRC, and some of the things we do with our AP classes is create more flexibility. It's one thing if you talk to your middle school counterparts today, they can take more classes for high school credit now, and it's not so they can graduate earlier, it's to give them more flexibility so you have more choices for that. And, but great students, such as you guys that are leaderships, you're always going to get sometimes you're just going to get some conflicts, because obviously we hope we have I want you to have 3 or 4 classes to choose from so that there are those conflicts. Let's go in the same route. If, and think about this one a little bit. If you could get in a time machine and go back to 6th grade, what would you tell yourself about Lawton Public Schools? Ooh, there's a good one now. Think about that one. I heard that today about a guy, but if a time machine was invented and you got to go back and talk to your 6th grade self, or even your counterparts that are in middle school now, what piece of advice would you give them about school? Somebody jump in and can think of something real quick, because I see there's a lot of thinking.
I would like to say, push yourself, because I exceeded my own expectations. I didn't think I would be on so much, because middle school me was so quiet. I did not want to talk to anybody. I just did not want to interact. But then when I got to high school, when I saw how many clubs and how many people were just accepting and wanting to be friends and just talk about my same interests, it really expanded my horizons and how much I enjoyed all of school. I actually start to enjoy going. I actually love going to my clubs, my yearbook. I love going to stuff like that.
Get involved.
Yes.
Almost like what you said. Get involved. How do we make everyone get involved? Because sometimes somebody needs to kind of push you in, so you have to do it. Somebody else jump in on advice said give their self or their peers that are in middle school. Somebody's got siblings that are in middle school.
I say just kind of have fun, as well as get involved. But along with having fun, stay focused, because, those grades do matter.
They do matter, and I like that, because people that know me, that work with me, will tell you that, I kind of have that motto. I'm not coming to work. Well, I'm going to have fun, and I hope you guys can kind of see that from me. I try to have fun, and I think it's important that we, because students who like school are going to perform better than people who don't like school. Go ahead, you had.
I'm kind of going based off what he said, is get involved more, because not only with your students, but with activities and clubs. In middle school, I just did cheer, and I was okay, that's good. But now I'm in student council, leadership, key club, and tennis, and I just wish I would have kept up with these things, because I really enjoy it now.
I would
Go ahead.
I would say don't procrastinate. Like, do what you have to get done and do it in a timely manner. Because then when you get to high school, if you knock out all of your like core classes and like all of the classes that you need to graduate, when you become a junior and senior, you have more time for all of the activities.
And
you
again,
want.
you're fitting right into what we're trying to do with our younger students is get them more of those. The more we can get students to take even classes in the summer and get some of those requireds taken, then when they get to high school, they have more flexibility so they can take some of the many offerings we have to give. You know, did everybody go with that question? You got something you want to? I'm
I
sorry.
was just going to go off of what she said. Do not procrastinate. Do not put that essay off towards the last minute. Do not put that last assignment off towards the last minute. And that's what I'm trying to get through with to my brother right now. He's in 6th grade, and he's always trying to wait to do his homework. And I keep telling him, no, get it done. Get it done. It'll only help you later on.
Kind of like when you're waiting till the last minute, it's just an anchor on your mind, so it drags you down until you get it done, and you just as well get it done so you can relax and move forward. What something that's happened this first semester at Lawton Public Schools, what would you like to celebrate? You don't have to put it to a team, but is there a special teacher or something? It's a holiday season. You get a chance here to celebrate something great that's happened, or just something about your school that everyone should know.
I personally want to celebrate two things. I want to celebrate my English teacher, Miss Ship. She has been there for me, several years, and she makes learning English so much fun and very easy. And then I'd also like to celebrate Lawton High's esports team because we managed to make state for this semester on almost all of our teams. And I think it's quite an achievement.
It is, and we've just had esports for a couple years. Very exciting.
I would like to celebrate our yearbook staff. When we had our conference, our Media Monday, we ended up winning over 20 awards throughout the entire staff on last year's yearbook. And it was really exciting for me because I was last year's editor, and I feel like we really improved and stepped up.
I will say this. As a superintendent, those yearbooks come into my office. And obviously, I've done this at other schools, and this is my third school. But the first one comes in, I'm like, oh wow. I said, well, I feel sorry for those other schools. And then here comes this. Oh wow. Well, I wonder what that third one's going to look. All of them are just truly amazing. Just very impressed with the yearbook. So both of you guys that are involved in those yearbooks, y'all need to be commended, and your teams. Very impressed with the yearbooks. Somebody else give us a shout out.
I would like to celebrate my activities director, Mrs. Montgomery. She works so hard with everything in the entire school, and I don't know how she does it, but she does it well every time.
Anyone else? What are you most excited for as you're wrapping up and winding down?
One thing I'm actually excited for looking at the end of the year is our lore assembly. Lore is ran by our yearbook, and it's pretty much our most prestigious award, and getting to see those candidates who are so prestigious in Lawton High is just an award to see by yourself. And so I look forward to seeing it at the end of the year.
I'm really excited for April and May because that's the time when all of my scholarships come out and I see what money I get. And it's also the time that we have our conferences, we're getting ready for graduation, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Y'all do realize you don't have to take a state test too, don't you? Go ahead, what are you excited about?
I'm excited just about the whole second semester. The last spring sports, senior farewells, graduation, everything. Just taking that next step in life.
I would have to say wrapping up your senior year and getting to finally experience all the cool things that you've been able to see, like all the seniors throughout your years do, like the last week of senior year, and just getting ready for graduation.
I'm excited for two things. One thing that you said, college applications coming, or college decisions coming out and all of that, and the money. And yes. And with me going to North Carolina, I really am trying to plan everything out. Yes. So that's exciting. And then I'm also excited for being able to celebrate senior year with all of the people who I've known for years, some of them since elementary school.
One thing I'm excited for as we're approaching this next semester is the soccer season, because I feel like our team, last year we went to state and we didn't do so well, but I feel like this year we can do much better and hopefully progress further than what we did last year.
Anybody got anything else they want to share that we missed that they can think of? You guys have been wonderful.
Back on to the statement earlier about, I think it was like, basically, I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was something about you like brought up like work and fun and like having fun at work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, it was back on the like middle school me. I think when I think back to it, I think when you're going into high school, don't think of it as just school. You're going to do essays, you're going to do work. Think of the opportunities that you can do and how much fun you can actually have. There's so many clubs, there's so many activities that you can do. There's sports, there's esports, there's stuff like that you can just do, and it makes that high school like experience so much more fun, especially with your friends.
Yeah, all research shows if you're interested in it, you learn it. So let's find things you're interested in, and let's try to move you that direction. Is the ultimate goal. Who else has got something they want to throw out at the last minute?
I'm gonna touch back on what he said. Thinking about high school, these are your last 4 years with the people you've basically grown up with. So just have fun with them. Just enjoy every memory. Go to every pep rally. You don't have to join every club, but at least join some clubs so that you can make that high school experience memorable.
Go ahead.
Well, before we leave, this is kind of completely off topic, but I did want to invite you and the community to our Relay for Life. In my opinion, it's one of the biggest events that our school throws on, and this will be my 3rd year being the chair for that, and that raises money for the American Cancer Society. So I know y'all are all really involved. If any of your organizations wants to participate as a team, that would be amazing. And we normally raise over $10,000.
Now, when is it?
It's January 15th through 16th
Okay.
from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., but the public stays until midnight.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Anybody else got anything they want to announce or invite people to? Make sure you email that to Ms. Cordes, and we'll talk about it in our first podcast when we come. We'll announce it again when we come back in January of one of our events. That's one thing we try to tell people, and more students watch it. We do have an email address, info@lawtonps.org, that if people have questions or comments, they can send it, and then we'll share them on the podcast or answer them on the podcast. Well, thank you guys again for coming. The one thing I appreciate is you guys sit down. I also appreciate the pre-time when I just sit and get to talk to you. And I've enjoyed you guys, and I hope you have a great senior year. And as I'm here, email me if you need something. I'll try to help. But if not, thanks again for being here. And thank you guys for tuning in. And until, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone, because our next podcast will be when we get back from a Christmas break, and it'll be a new year. So you guys enjoy the rest of 2022. And when you come back, just know it's downhill from here, and it's going to go fast.